Do you remember the diagram I drew? What was our next endeavor? Which chapter? 22. Okay. Yeah. So what is the similarity, or what is the significance between 20 and 21? What is the word that I always use when it comes to these two main characters? 20 features which family? The Bedouins, right? 21? Fiela, Comotis. So who are the main two characters in these families? Elias and Fiela. So what is the concept that we always try to consider when we talk about these two characters? Yeah? What's the word? Parallel, right? There's always this idea of parallels. I believe between these two characters, right? Okay. Because essentially the novel centers around a few themes. The theme of
Why don't you think about what we've looked at? I think you won't have to look through your books for this one. The themes, the ideas that we see throughout the book. Surely you know.
Right? What are the three themes so far? Racism, right? Racism. Okay. And it's important that two families of different backgrounds, right? One is a colored family and one is a white family, okay, to be featured in such a novel, because the issues that center around racism revolve around this kind of society where one family is supposedly superior to the other, the Venurians. But the irony, of course, is that they themselves are not the most superior of their kind. Do you understand what I mean? Why does in chapter 19, why does Nina find it so troubling to go to the village? What did she say? What did she say in that last few pages? And Lucas had to comfort her. It began with something that Lucas said about her, that she has to start to behave well. What did she say? The village people scorn us, forest people. Right. So if truly the whites are more superior, then why is it there is discrimination even among the whites? Even between the whites? Right? If Elias so strongly believes, right, that his race is more superior, right, as shown in chapter what? When he speaks up against the colored people. Chapter what? When he beats Benjamin up.
You may want to take some notes.
14, yes. Right, chapter 14. Your own flesh and blood calling you master like a colored. Remember that? Right, so he strongly believes that he is more superior. Right? But we have a different perspective, isn't it? We have the helicopter view that Fiela, in fact, is actually essentially more superior to Elias in every single way, right? Do we believe that? In the way she raised her children, she raised Benjamin, for example, in the way she conducts her business, right? in the way she is so loyal to God. Right? So loyal to her own husband, even. Right? Remember that part where she tried to sneak the baby to show him? In the way she's so courageous in the face of adversity, in the face of the census officers, in the face of the magistrate even. Right? In every single way, I think, much more superior in a sense. And the irony is that Elias feels that number one, colored people are inferior. Number two, women are inferior. Right? Okay? When he speaks about Nina, when he laments about Barta. Okay? You should write this down and then find those places. Right? Remember, he was talking about he'd rather have sons than have daughters. Right? So, strongly linked to this idea of racism, right? And the parallels that are created in the book to show us that racism is ridiculous, for want of a better word, I guess. It's ridiculous. That shouldn't be practiced, shouldn't be believed in, right? Because of the parallels between Fiela and Elias. Okay? Between the Vandruians and the Komotis. Right? There is a parallel, definitely. Both are ambitious, yes? Right? But one does it better than the other. One thinks long term, one thinks very short term. Okay, and then related to this theme of racism is this theme of identity. Chapter 6, what does Benjamin ask his mother? What does Benjamin ask his mother in chapter 6? Why are some people? Why am I? Is it, why am I? Where's my book?
Do you all need a bit of time to copy down?
Yeah, copy down. Pick one.
Yeah, why don't you copy down what we talked about for racism and the parallels?
You need to switch off it's a bit
Oh,
overwhelming.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is that better?
Then when you're done writing, you can just put your pen down so we can see that you're finished.
Who found that place? Chapter 6. What? 51. What does Benjamin ask his mother? Ma, why is a person white or brown? Right? Why is a person white or brown? That's the first, I think, one of the first few times he kind of questions race. Okay? In chapter 2, he didn't question race. He just questioned the idea that he is a hand child. Not say question lah. He just raised the idea that he's a hand child. Right? But he was treated just the same as the rest. No question about race. Right? And then, later on, when he feels disillusioned, right? He feels disillusioned about the fact that Fiela has not come to get him back. He mentions this idea again. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's the beginning of 19.
Okay, can I check? Is anyone still copying for the racism point? No. Okay, so move on to identity. Why don't we write down that quote?
Wait, I thought you mean just racism. You're still copying underneath.
Oh, underneath? You mean this part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think it could be 18.
If you're done copying for all of the racism notes, then can you write down that quote? I think for identity is important. It's then when Benjamin starts to question that there is more to perhaps
You can write the page number
just
first, like
white
51.
skin or 51, chapter 6, page 51. Because that's when Benjamin starts to realize that there's more to just the you know,
Yeah.
having a different skin color.
It's
Is
the
that
beginning of chapter 18.
Oh, for
Okay,
which
the next part.
Ah,
The next question he asks is in the beginning of chapter 18. Right? In terms of identity. Well, thanks for segregating them.
okay,
Okay.
I'm going to do that so you can still.
Chapter 18. Can you see chapter 18? Page 188. What does he ask? What question does he ask? I mean, the chapter begins quite ominously. It says, the morning he cut the 41st notch in the pole, Benjamin knew his mother was not coming for him. Okay? 41st notch, 41 days, right, in the forest. Right? People, LOA, SHN, quarantine for 14 days already want to go crazy. Huh? This one 41 days against his will. Right? In the forest where he is abused and treated unfairly. His things all taken from him, right? He's beaten up, made to work very, very hard, right? He's starting to give up already. So he was asking questions. 188, what does he ask? He was white, they were colored. Was that why his mother did not come? Okay, I think one of the first few times he kind of questions this ideal or this fact, like even, right? But it's important to note that he immediately followed up that thought with no, he could not believe that. He couldn't believe it, right? Why is it that he couldn't believe it? Because in chapter 2 you already saw was he treated differently than the rest? No, right? In fact, I suppose in his heart of hearts, he probably knew that he was treated better than the rest. He was like a favorite child, right? Because he was like a gift from God. Okay? And Fiela even had plans, right, to buy over the Lagan's land and put it in his name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not that she loved her other children less, but David was there. Right? And Tolly was kind of lost. Okay? So do you think race has a lot to do with Benjamin's search for identity? Is it significant? Is race significant in Benjamin's search for his identity? Is it significant? The fact that he's white or he's colored, is it significant? It is? Why do you say so? Sarah cannot hear you. He's white and then?
He was really bad color.
Uh-huh.
Eventually he adapted to how they live and learn how they speak.
Okay.
And when he was sent to live with the whites,
Okay. What happened?
he realized it's different.
Realize it's different. From what? From the colored. Okay, so it's important for you to, I think, I see some of the points that she's trying to make, right? At first I thought maybe she was seeing it wrongly. She said that Benjamin was raised by a colored family. Okay, so the question was, is race significant, right? Is race significant in his search for identity? Okay, now, first of all, you must know the story, right? When did Benjamin's identity started to be significant to him? In the beginning, was it significant? No. In the beginning, he identified himself as a commodity. That was his identity. You understand? Right? And he's smart enough to know that he is a hand child. He's not their biological child. Right? So when did he start to question that he is not a commodity and he is a Van Ruyen? Or in other words, that is one aspect of his identity. The other one is, what kind of person is he? The person that he is, has it ever changed or not? What do you think? Do you think Benjamin ever changed as a person? What do you think? Yes or no? Did he change? Did he become a worse person? Did he become a better person? Was he the same Benjamin that left the kloof? I think so. I think in terms of values, right? In terms of values, right? He was the same person. Remember when he sent Nina off, he said, the woman that raised me says that you shouldn't put your head down. Always keep your head up. So he held on to those values very, very clearly. Right? He only questioned this idea of race at least only twice, if I can remember clearly. First one is he didn't even he just asked about why are some people white, why are some people brown or coloured. And the second one is he in chapter 18 when he said, is it because he's white that she didn't come back? No, he could not believe it. Right? To me, whether or not he is white or brown, I think is not important. Right? To me, it's his idea of his search for identity began with his origins. Where did he come from? Right? Who was he truly in terms of his lineage, or where did he come from? Whose family does he belong to? But eventually, this one to him is not important. I think it's not important, right? In the end, what happened? He identified himself as a commodity, right? Because for him, the struggle began when he started to assume Lucas Van Ruyen's identity and started to fall in love with his own sister. That's when his struggles started to begin. Right? Truly lah. I mean, before that, yes. Right? Why am I here? I don't belong here. My family is in the kloof. Right? I was raised by them. I love them and I identify with them. Why am I here? Right? But eventually, his assumption of the Van Ruyen identity was more of necessity, right, to survive then, because he believed that he was a Van Ruyen. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah? I don't think he believed that he was a Van Ruyen. Right? It's just circumstances pushed him to accept Van Ruyen as an identity. Yeah? But in terms of race, I don't think he ever questioned about, or is him being white important?
Would it be right to say that Mr. Syed actually seems to be significant as he gets older?
Race seems to be significant to Benjamin as he gets older.
Or as the book progresses? Or not at all, perhaps?
I mean, in my opinion, to Benjamin, race is insignificant in his search for identity. Right? Because when he questioned it, he only questioned it once.
Yeah.
And then immediately after he questioned it, he followed it by saying he didn't believe that was at all significant.
So maybe it's more that he understood that there was more to race than just the skin colors when he got older. It was the treatment and behavior of different groups of people because of their skin color. But it didn't really matter to his own identity.
Yeah, I think Because, okay, let's say for example, right, he's now white, he's not very rural, right? When he calls a person of who he thinks is to be respected, he calls them auntie, right? Or uncle, right? Uncle to the sergeant, and sergeant say, I'm not your uncle, right? And then auntie to Mrs. Weatherbury, and say, auntie, I'm not your auntie, right? Who teaches this to him? It's respect. Respect is taught to him by Fiela. Right? If I'm not mistaken, he even calls a colored person uncle. Right? I yet to verify that, but I think he does. So he does not discriminate. Right? To him, what's more important is his lineage. I think his lineage. You're right. It seems his identity seems to be significant to him as he gets older, but not race. Not race. Yeah. Right? Not his race. It's just his identity. Yeah? Yeah, change. Right? Not race. So, can I say that Benjamin is colorblind? Is Benjamin colorblind? I think so, no? I mean, growing up in a colored family, and being treated the same way, right? And I mean, the only color not blind he is when he sees a white person and then he calls them master. But that's not because they are white. That's because his family does that. Do you understand? Yeah? That's not because, I mean, he doesn't know, if a person was colored and called a person white, it's because the person is colored and that's white. But what white people calling another person master, another white person master, it is more because of authority, isn't it? Rather than acknowledging the difference in race. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah? He's just acknowledging authority. Okay, because it seems that the white adults are more superior to the colored people. That is what he sees, right? That's why your mother calls him master. Okay? I can give you an example. Right? He was on the cart, chapter 7 to Naisna. Okay? His mother says, don't call the magistrate master. Call the magistrate what? Your worshipful, your Lord, right? My Lord. And then the husband said, maybe worshipful Lord better. And then that funny part about, has father ever been to court before? Everybody get panic. Okay? Because Tolly told him something. Tolly told him that father went to prison, right? Okay. Fine. And then on the card, the first thing that the census officer asked him, he replies with master, isn't it? And then they go like, oh, you're no more white people. Don't use the word master anymore. You know what he says? Yes, master. I mean, it's funny, but it underlines a fact. It underlines a fact that it has become a force of habit, right? It's not so much that they are white and he is colored. No. In fact, it's the opposite. Okay? So, if you think about it, he's going to call the magistrate Lord, he's going to call this people master. In other words, what? He does what his parents tell him to do. Okay? Well, granted, he's only 12 years old, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's following his parents. He's telling parents telling. Because he says, oh, the mother says not to call the magistrate master, but he didn't say anything about these two people. Right? He still struggles with the idea. Why these people all get very upset when he calls them master. And the only time he questions this is in chapter 18. Right? In chapter 18, when he has a doubt. He has a doubt as to why, he has a doubt as to why his mother has not come for him. Is it because he is white and they are colored? And he says, no, I could not believe that. I cannot believe it. Right? He strongly denies that is the reason. Right? So the reason why he assumes the identity of the Vandrians, to me, is more of a survival. It's more a question of survival, right? Because he is a survivor.
It's a fear
Just
of
like his
being-
mother.
It's a fear of being beaten.
Yeah, fear of being beaten, right? It's like he acknowledges by that time that his mother is not going to come back for him for reasons he doesn't know. Not for reasons that he thinks that he is white and they are colored. No, he doesn't believe that. But he does that he doesn't know. Right? Because is race important to his identity if he immediately returns to the kloof when he hears that his brother has died? Is it important? No, it's not. Right? It's not important. He still acknowledges them as family. Chapter 27, look at how he is received by them and how he comes back to them. Chapter 27, very touching moment, right? He calls his father, he calls his mother, right? Aren't you going to give me a hug or something like that, right? Okay? There is no change, you know. There is no change. Right? So the only doubt you can probably have is, why doesn't he go back earlier? Why didn't he go back earlier? Because he had no compelling reason to go back. And if he knew, he knew if he went back, he would be in what? In trouble. Understand? Okay? He will be in a lot of trouble. He will be in legal problems. Right? But the same as all of you, right? You know you cannot do something. Right? Your parents say already told you don't. But then sometimes you feel a compelling reason to go against all that. Right? To do something for the sake of doing it. And you just do it. Okay, because you feel so. You know, there's so much conviction in you that that is the thing that you have to do. Even though it's against the rules. Right? So I think that becomes from what? That comes from deep conviction. Right? Is the fact that he owes it to his family in the kloof to return and pay respects, isn't it? Right? Because his brother, I think the one truly dear sibling he ever had was his brother David. Right? Okay, so not an easy question, okay, to answer, but doable, huh? Okay, last one. It's related to racism. This theme got 3 words. What does CPG? I give you a hint. Census officers, magistrate. Something to do with racism. Quick, census officers and magistrate. Who are they?
What bigger body are they related to? Who said that?
Who said? What's the first word? Government. Okay. Short form. What in government?
C is not for census.
Corruption. You have the first part. Correct.
Okay, corrupt.
Corrupt.
Corrupt what?
Politicians? They're not politicians.
Simple. Don't you think so hard?
Corrupt people. Corrupt people in government. Right? How do we know that the census officers are corrupt? 2 things. What are the 2 things? Right? What are the 2 things? You should get one right lah, at least. Wait. They discriminate. Bata, something to do with Bata. When she was going in, what happened? What did they say to her? The one in the blue shirt. Okay, one. Alright? What's the other one? If Fiela was there, would she allow them to take her son away? So what did they conspire. They make sure that she didn't go. Right? And they lied to her. Right? They lied to her. They had no intention of bringing him back. The first things they said to Benjamin, you already know. You are among white people now. Chapter 7. You should start talking like a white person. Okay? Chapter 7. 6 is damn long. 7, page 66. Okay? You will have to stop saying master. You're among white people now. You will have to stop saying master. What does that mean? Is it only when he's with white people? No, you will have to stop. What does it mean? Hence, forth. Do you understand or not? In your language, it's quite clear your intention, right? Okay? It's not like saying, oh, you're no longer with your family. Stop calling us master. No. You will have to stop saying master. You're among white people now. And I think they want to make it say that way. Right? It's quite clear. Okay? In today's world, in today's conventional world, you cannot, it's impossible to have a 12-year-old be judged or whatever without the accompaniment of an adult, right? And I'm sure it was no different last time. You understand what I mean? Right? Because 12-year-olds, do they have the capability of making decisions? Or can you rule over them without their parents around? Cannot.
Even you all still need consent forms.
Yeah. It's not just this time, It's the time of Solomon, isn't it? Right. When Fiela went to confront the magistrate and said, who is the man who tried to play Solomon with my child? Right. But if you did, you should have had me here. Understand or not? The precedence is that both the mothers that claim to be mothers of that child were there when Solomon said, okay, fine, you can both have the child, but let's cut him into half. Cut him into 2 parts. You take one, you take one. Right? Okay? But the magistrate played Solomon without being fair, without the other mother being around. That's what her case was. That was her argument that she wanted to put forward with the magistrate. It is unfair. What you did was unlawful. Right? Okay? So it's not just this time, It's not even modern times. It's the time of King Solomon. Right? Many, many hundreds of years ago. Okay? Or 100 or 1,000? Thousands.
Thousands probably.
Thousands of years ago. Right? Right. So, magistrate, for example, okay, how is he corrupt? When Fiela came to him with a reasonable case, right? To kind of like prove that what happened with Benjamin was unlawful. Prove that her child was taken away from her unlawfully. Right? Did he listen to her? No, he didn't. Right? Instead, what did he do? He threatened what? He threatened to put her in jail. Right? Well, of course, Fiela was smarter than that. I think there is a part of Benjamin there's a part of Fiela in Benjamin in that sense. She knew that she couldn't overstep that part, right? Okay, when the magistrate started to threaten her law, she said, okay, if she didn't push anymore, because she knew if she was got into trouble, there was nothing she can do, right? So the same with Benjamin, isn't it? When Nina said, oh, it's your chance, you can go now, right? This is chapter 19, right? Write it down. Chapter 19. When Elias was too afraid of elephants to go and sell the beans himself, he sent the 2 of them to dig wells. Remember? Right? And then she said, hey, this is your chance. This is the road to the cliff. Go. Right? And Benjamin said, no. You know your father will send a magistrate on you, something like that. Right? So he knew better also. And there are a lot of, not just parallels between Fiela and Elias, but there's a lot of similarities between Benjamin and Fiela. You understand? Okay. What does it show? What does it show? Essentially, what does it show? Come on, when you study something, you must go one level, then you go a bit higher. So what's the higher level? What does it mean? So is racism, how to say, a credulous idea? No, right? Because Fiela has taught Benjamin very well, and Fiela is a colored person, and Benjamin is a white person. Okay, and of course this all doesn't matter. What matters is good upbringing, regardless of what color you are. In fact, from what we see between Elias and Fiela, right, it's ironic that Elias is the one who is so inferior in every way, right, to Fiela, despite claiming to be superior. Okay, what did he say? I will beat the last traces of the colored bastards out of you. Brown bastards. Okay, until I beat the last trace of the last brown bastard. Okay. 20 more minutes. You all look very tired. Let's do some work, shall we? Do some work. Come on. Okay. Chapter 22. Right. Finally, we get to chapter 22. Right. Your exam will be up to chapter 22. Huh? Okay. Your exam. WA2, right? Mid-year. Mid-year. Full paper, by the way. Full paper.
Good practice.
No practice. Okay. Even though in your heart of hearts, you know those results don't matter at all. Right? Because what's important? O-level, right? But no! Cannot. That's why, you know, when Muslims get married, right? The husband must say something. So he has to rehearse many times. Because he must say it one time only.
You can't mess up.
Right, you can't mess up. You mess up, I say, you must do again. Right? I take your hand, something like that. Right? So you must rehearse. This mid-year is very important rehearsal. Okay, why you also sleepy? You all need some break. Okay? You know what you need? Who's this? Yes. You need to sip water. Keep your brain active. Sip water. Wow, Nutri-Soy brain. Wow, high class. Nutri-Soy. Advertising at its best. What does soya bean have? Nutrition. It's called Nutri-Soy. What does soya bean have? Protein. Protein. Right? Calcium, because it's got milk. Yeah. Soya don't have protein, got protein, right? Right, calcium. What is it good for you? You want to become bodybuilder? Can. My son nowadays, every other morning, milk and banana, sugar, ice, protein shake. Does banana have protein?
I think so. Is it potassium?
You know why we are literature teachers, right?
We don't teach PE.
No bio. We suck at bio. Okay. Yeah, every time I go for bio lesson, I bring straw. Why? Because I suck at bio. Okay, enough of daddy jokes. Chapter 22. You have 15 minutes. Come. Where's the eraser?
Yeah.
Do you know there was a do you know there was a Schwarzenegger movie called The Eraser? And then Miss Nadia will say, I'm not born yet. Right? You're not born yet, right?
Who's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Sai?
Huh? Who's Arnold Schwarzenegger? You kill me. Right, chapter 22, how many parts? 3 or 4? 4! Yes! Well done, you win nothing. Right? So, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Okay, now do the work. Come on. Chapter 22. Tell me what page to what page is part 1. Look at chapter 22. Now, do some work. If you need to stand up, jog around, balance board, whatever, stand on the table. There was rebellion in him. Such like Star Wars, rebellion. Okay, what's the first part? Are you okay, Natalie? You look like you're gonna like collapse any moment.
You can stretch if you need to. No?
What's the first part? Yes. What's the first part?
First part should be easy because it's the start.
What's the first part? What happens in chapter 22? Chapter 22 is very important. Chapter 18 very important. I think I split 18 into 4 parts also. Chapter 6 also is very important. Huh? 3 parts ah. Chapter what?
18.
You think what? This is 3 parts. 18 is 3 parts. Okay, 18 is 3 parts. Right? Chapter 6 is also very important. Many, I think 3 parts also. Right? Chapter 22, why? Why is it? What's the first part? Okay, so who sent him there? Elias. Elias. I don't know whether it should be forces or convinces. Apparently, he agreed in a moment of weakness. Right? He agreed to go in a moment of weakness. Okay? Who knows why there's a moment of weakness? It's very interesting, that he says that he agreed to go in a moment of weakness. Because he agreed to go not because of Elias, but because of what? Who said? Elias wanted him to go and find Nina. Who also wanted him to go and find Nina? Come on, conclusion, logical conclusion. Who else is concerned about Nina? Barta. Bate? What is Bate? It's not Bate, got Bata only. Like, this brown is wearing Bata. Without the R. Bate, apa ni Bate? Barta, okay? Barta was concerned. Why were they concerned about Nina? Huh? Because she alone. Wow. No! Yes, she's alone, but what's the reason? Why did Nina go to the village? To work. Right? Was she a good girl? She worked and then nothing happened?
No, she's scared. Nina
She's
don't
scared
ever
Nina. She as in Bata.
Yeah.
Nina?
Don't ever come back.
Don't ever come back. You got anyhow guess on you. Come on. Nina left the people she was working for. Right? She went into a lot of trouble. She came into a lot of trouble. She, I think according to Christopher or Willem, right? She was fired for stealing, for beating the children, right? And this was a concern for Elias. Why? Because according to Willem or Christopher, she was rehired, but the money was less, right? Money was less than before. He managed to get them to rehire her, but then they wanted to pay less. So Elias was like, what? Right? But Bharata is also concerned because, about Nina. Go and find out. So when she said that to Lucas, right, and then he agreed. Page 230. I don't go to the village and Pa knows it. Pa has known it for years. You can't say no to me this time. His ma pleaded too. Something could have happened to her. Right? The next day his pa started clutching his side. I'll tell you that the girl will be the end of me. She will bring disgrace upon my house. In the end, he had agreed to go and look for her. Right? Because they kind of appealed to his sensibilities. One was, Bharata was concerned, right? Something might have happened. So, does he care about Nina? Yes, he does. Number two, the father is talking about disgrace. Now, Lucas is an upright person. He's a righteous person. And this is the family that he has adopted. In other words, right? He has adopted this family as his own. So definitely he's concerned about their reputation also. Do you understand? Right? The part where he said he had agreed in a moment of weakness, I think is earlier on.
It's on that same page, right, 230.
Sorry?
It's on the same page, 230, where he had agreed to go.
No, he said something like he had agreed in a moment of weakness. Oh.
Can you all write down, perhaps at the side, considering the reasons why he decided to go? So it also shows.
Okay, page 228, the first page, you see at the bottom. Okay, he was to go and look for Nina. His past morning had grown so unbearable that he had agreed in a weak moment, right? To go, and then he could not. Once he agreed, he could not refuse. Okay, so Elias has forced him, convinced him to find Nina by going to the village, even though he strongly feels that he doesn't want to go to the village, right? Why doesn't he want to go to the village? Simple answer. Bad memories. Okay? Very bad memories. Chapter what?
Where was when he had bad memories? Remember?
When was the day he was ripped away from his family in the kloof? Which chapter? Okay, I'll give you a hint. He went over chapter 7. 9, correct. I was waiting for someone to say 8, but 8 is wrong. Okay? 9. Okay, what is chapter 8? I think chapter 8 is Elias and Bata getting ready to go to the...
Oh yeah, they are walking to the village.
Getting ready to go to Naisna from the forest. Bernard's Island, that's where they live, right? And somebody has told me Bernard's Island is fictional. Not true. But Naisna is real. Okay?
Bernard's Island is false, right?
It's not true. But
Yeah.
Naisna is real.
Yeah.
Woolworth is real. I mean, the Long Kloof is real. Lang Kloof. The forest obviously is real. Right? Everything else I checked. Okay? But in terms of exact geography, not exactly correct. Okay? Because when I checked where Naisna, the ghost ship is, and then where Mrs. Weatherbury stays, wow, like very far. How to walk in one day? Right? So all is quite questionable. Okay, so second part. What's the second part? Second part. Yeah, I see the part when he calls someone uncle. Good evening, uncle. Page 234. Yeah, okay. He called everybody uncle. Right? I swear he's Singaporean. Huh? You go to the hawker center, uncle. Huh? Go to the drink store, auntie. I'm not your auntie, I'm Mrs. Weatherbury. What drink you want? Okay, what's the second part? He stopped at Deep Walls to eat something and rested here for quite a while. Not so much because he was tired, but because he wanted to put off his arrival at the village. He was hesitating, right? He doesn't want to go to the village. And then, what does he see? Wow, suddenly he see ghost ship. No lah. He see people going, hi ho, we go see ghost ship go. Okay, we see a lot of people walking in a direction. Right? They ask them, what you all, carrying over? Oh, there's a ghost ship at Noitsea. Page 233. There is a ghost ship at Noitsea. Where is Noitsea? Go south, they say. Just follow to the track to the south. What difference would it make if he turned south? What difference would it make if he started looking for Nina the next day? A ghost ship was impossible. What does a ghost ship was impossible mean? It's that moment last night where at 8 o'clock you thought, no lah, no one's going to clap. You were sleeping? Oh, no wonder you're so healthy. Do you hear or not? The clapping? Some of you heard, some of you heard. I can't be bothered lah. Oops.
It's okay, I clap.
You're doing a good job, health workers, but I can't be bothered. I was too sleepy from the food. By the time 8:30, alamak, finish it. No more clapping. Okay. So that moment, like, oh, it's impossible. Nothing like this could happen. What does impossible mean? It's like ghost ship. How can it be? How can a ship be birthed at the coast with no one on it? Do you understand that? So when he says a ghost ship is impossible, it's like, wait, I have to see this.
We say birth means the ship is docked.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, not exactly dock lah, but you know, like run around actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's nobody on board. And you know what is it that he likes to do, right? What does he like to do? Play with boat. Yes, boat.
This one.
Play with boat. More than one, play with boats. Okay? Play with boat. Right? And if he had gone south to see the ship, what would it help him to do? Not go to the village. Right? Yeah? Have your mother ever told you to do something that you don't like to do? So what do you avoid doing? You do something else. Right? Just to slow down the torture. Delay the torture lah, in other words. Right? And then you go down, your mother asks, have you bathed? I bathed this morning. Okay? Hello? Sweet dreams, you. Okay, so the second part is ghost ship. Okay? How do I spell ship?
S-H-I-P.
I spell it with a C.
Ghost ship.
Ghost ship. I'm saying C again. Ghost ship at North Sea, page 232. But what's important is page 234. Why is 234 important? Why is 234 important? Chan. Why is 234 important? Why is 234 important? It reminds me of Aladdin. You know Aladdin? Yeah? I sing for you before. Why is 234 important? Which line?
We just talked about why he
Come on,
is
come on.
so infatuated with ships. Something from before, right?
Yeah, boat. Quick! Which paragraph are we looking at? Oi, wake up lah. You got water, drink. You want me to help you pour on your head? We have 2 minutes left. You must tell me why is this important. 2, 3, 4. Look at the page. Come on. 2, 3, 4. Right? I'm going to count. And you tell me. 2, 3, 4. Strange feeling of what? Of joy. Strange feeling of joy. Do you remember eating that something that you haven't eaten for a long time, but the first time you ate it was so nice, and when you ate it again, it was like, Skittles?
Something nostalgic, perhaps.
Yeah, you know, you went to Australia when you were a young child, and you went again when you were much older, and you go, or you went to a winter place, you know, like the cold weather, or you went to see the ocean, or something like that, you know, like something like, yeah, that kind of feeling, right? What's the feeling when you do something again and recall? Reminiscing something, yeah. Anybody went paragliding before? You're in a parachute, then the boat will bring you and you fly up to the air. Okay? Okay? It's amazing, you know, that feeling is amazing of being lifted up above the ground. Okay? So, strange joy had gone through his body, okay, but this time more powerfully. Okay, so we've gone to 2 parts already. This is what we call, what Miss Brown says, you will relate to the word woke.
I said Benjamin got woke.
Benjamin got woke. To me, that's the same level as woke. My word that I use is,
I use that language for the side.
I use the word epiphany. What is epiphany?
Sudden realization.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
let's use epiphany, let's not use woke.
Let's not use woke. No, but Natalie is now woke. More like woken. Woken up. You know why? Because you can hear the boat next to her. Okay. So we still have 2 more parts for 22. I think we'll do it next lesson.
Yeah.
But wait, is next lesson on Thursday?
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh no! But it's only 30 minutes.
Still, 30 minutes can do a lot, you know.
Rather take the 30 minutes.
And you know what or not? You know what's strange? When the lesson ends, then you start waking up again.
Yeah.